What's up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome back to This Is Us. I'm so glad to be back. I was only gone for 1 week, but I missed my family, the This Is Us family. We are going unhinged on this episode, episode 3, season 4, and we have a special guest in the studio. You won't want to miss any of it, so stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! Welcome back, guys! And you guys working towards me because I'm back, but it's back. Oh, I missed it so much, and what a good episode!
It was a really good one.
Such a good episode. I'm so excited to dive in. But before we dive in, I want to introduce our lovely panel, and we have a special guest in the studio tonight. Yes, I like that sound effect. All right, guys, we have Miss Parris Rose over here. She is the resident OG with me. She's been on this panel for 2 seasons already.
Hey.
2 seasons. Biggest This Is Us fan. And she's already been on the set with me too. We literally met the entire cast. So what better people to have on the panel than right here? I'm just saying.
Tooting our own horn.
You gotta do it sometimes. Humble brag. But I'm gonna brag on our other 2. Right here, we have our guest host, Halle Johnson. What up in the house? She's the biggest Randall super fan, but she's also been a host for Another Life, right? Yeah, that panel. And America's Got Talent. She's joining us, filling in for Mr. Danny Royce. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and we got Haley Graves, the newbie, on the panel, but we love her, and she is the resident drama fanatic on this panel. She's doing 4 after shows, guys. 4! Grey's Anatomy, Empire, and what's coming up next?
Legacies. This week, guys. This week.
And when exactly do you sleep, Haley?
I don't.
And obviously,
well, you definitely don't look like it.
You're partial, right? This Is Us is like your favorite?
100%.
She's nodding, yes. Deep inside, she's probably like, I love all of them, but it's fine.
I do. Love every single one of them.
Every single one of them. And of course, our lovely special guest, you know him from last week's episode as Keith, Mr. Milton Taylor! Do we include the JT in the middle too? Or TJ?
Yeah.
I inverted my letters, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Do you go by Milton TJ Johnson?
Well,
Taylor? I'm mixing all the names up. It's too late.
Man, it's all good. We're all tired today. You can call me either TJ or Milton.
Okay. You go by either or?
Yep.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
What are your friends call you? Like your besties? Because we're about to become besties on the show.
Obviously, Haley.
Besties.
Yeah.
Usually they call me Tej or TJ.
Oh, I like
Oh, I like Tej.
I like Tej.
Tej it is.
And I'll make sure I get your last name right this time.
Besties for the resties.
Listen, Haley's going to name check me on this episode, guys. Okay? She's been checking me all day, and I need you in my life, so thank you. Yeah. But before we go into the actual episode, what were your all's overall thoughts and everything?
Oh, I really liked this episode.
She got up there.
I've liked the past 2 episodes, but I was a little underwhelmed slightly. Sorry, guys. But this one was fun and like bubbly, and I was entertained by everything. So, yeah.
Awesome. And before we go any further, I realized, again, I'm really tired. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Candice Cruz. I did that the first episode, too. I just assume everybody... Never mind. Anyways, continue. What were your overall thoughts?
You know what, Parris, I agree with you on that one. Although I will say I actually enjoyed the fact that it was pretty lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like it even started out just really intense, and I was like, okay, please, just let me breathe. Let me catch up for a little bit. So I enjoyed the fact that it was really lighthearted. I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
And for me, this episode wasn't as much of a heartjerker as the others have been. I loved the moments of this one. I think it was overall a great episode. The writers are giving us a break for us to just be happy, like everyone has said, and just lighthearted and kind of fluffy. I felt like I was on a cloud watching this one. Also, everyone out there, make sure you're in our live chat. You're going to be an extension of us. I'll be checking in on you. I already recognize some names. Shout out to Billie Jean Girl. We see you every week, as well as Just Sheldon. We really appreciate y'all, and keep it up.
And Tej, am I saying it right?
Yep.
Okay, great. We're going with it. I'm going to start calling you that, just because we're besties now.
Yeah.
What were your overall thoughts of the whole episode?
My overall thoughts. my heart. Really. My heart. Usually, it takes a lot to get me emotional, and that episode was really saddening with everything that was happening with Randall having the panic attack, and it was just like, I felt that. Really.
That's a lot at that age.
Yeah,
and I mean, what, he's 14 too?
He was in 7th grade, so probably like 12, 13?
12.
13.
Yeah.
But like being a 12-year-old going through a panic attack is like,
It's a lot.
that's a lot.
It's a lot. There's a big jump between 12, 13, 14. So much happens within that time span. My overall thoughts? I just love this episode. There was so much depth, and I love how the writers like intertwined a lot of elements and filled in a lot of holes from the first 2 episodes. So I feel like we're finally getting like the train moving for this season and kind of directing it where it's supposed to go. I feel like the first 2 were kind of like picking up where we left off, introducing new things, but now we're kind of on a solid track of storyline.
It's like we're lacing together.
Yes.
We're weaving.
Absolutely.
Weaving.
And
We're
keeping in mind too that this episode was like a part 2 extension. So I think we already had that climactic build, and now it's like, okay, we're gonna breathe a little bit, and then we're gonna show you a little bit more. That's what I love about this show. Like, it's never stagnant. We always have that up and down.
Ebbs and flows,
that's real
always.
life.
That is real life.
Yeah, true. Well, what we're
is.
going to do in this particular episode, guys, we're going to break it down by the big 3 because it was such a heavy episode with so many different storylines. The easiest way for us to break it down for you guys, we're going to do Kate, then Randall, then Kevin, and we're filling all the holes. So just follow along. Make sure that you're in the live chat, like Halle said. So we're going to dive into Kate first. So we can talk about young Kate, we can talk about older Kate, because she had a lot going on with Toby, with the weight conversation that's always been kind of interlaced in there. Her first kiss from last episode was addressed.
Stuart.
OG Stu.
He was a cutie.
She was, I really liked little preteen Kate this episode. I was surprised that she wanted to work out with her mom and handle in a positive way, because I thought she was going to see how skinny and beautiful her mom is, and maybe I thought she wouldn't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
But she was really cute and positive about it, and I also loved her conversation with her brothers.
Yeah.
That she felt confident enough to say she kissed the loser boy, and she was like, okay, guys, stop making fun of me. I own it, and I thought that was really cute.
For me, with Kate, I thought it was really special. The past 2 episodes, we've really seen a build-up between her and Toby. The comments they're making from last week's episode, we're just slowly seeing them progress to this point of Kate just getting out there and saying, undress, like take your shirt off, like let me see what's under there, because as she said, she was in this baby fog, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Toby I was like, whoa, like
He does look great.
props to you.
Yeah.
And just seeing where their relationship finally got to this point that they are addressing it, I thought it was a big moment for this episode.
And I think too with Kate, and for any mom, I think that they're probably going to address this more as like post baby. There is like postpartum depression. There's a lot of layers of things that happen after a woman gives birth, and it's different for every single person.
Right.
And for her to be going through all of that, on top of the fact that Jack is blind, and now your husband is getting ripped. And like, of course, yes, good for you, and I'm so happy, but also like I'm having all my insecurity issues, all of my stuff, and I'm trying to put on a strong face. Like, that's a lot
For sure.
to ask of any woman or any person in general. You
But
know?
the moment of Toby and Kate in the restaurant, like my
That was
heart,
the sweetest
my
thing.
heart,
That was so sweet.
my heart tugged in so many different directions because I understood what he was really trying to do, and
Yeah.
then for her to be just so blunt and upfront, saying like I should wear a label that I come with like making you feel uncomfortable. It broke my heart a little for her.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to play devil's advocate against all you guys in here right now.
Oh,
yeah.
go.
That's usually me, so go ahead.
Yeah. Kate got on my nerves.
Oh, really?
She got on my nerves the entire time. The younger version, I thought she was amazing. She was sweet. She was bold. Like, she really put herself out there. She seemed bubbly and just joyful. Even though she was still quiet and somewhat reserved, she was still, like, ready to go. And then older Kate, I mean, she always has an excuse. Always. There's some sort of excuse for her irritability or for her being rude or mean. And the whole episode, I was cringing. I was like, oh my gosh. can you just stop? Like, I'm tired of the pity parties. I'm tired of her putting Toby down. It's like, if you're in love with someone and you're in a partnership with them, you want to be happy for them, for working out and getting healthier.
Of course.
I understand where she was coming from, but the way that she reacted, I was like, we're not teenagers. Come on, Kate, grow up. We got this.
I do, and I'll one you up. Is that the right word? What are you doing?
that's it.
You one up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have it, Taylor. I'm gonna let you have it.
Thank you. No, I agree with everything you're saying, and I think that both perspectives are spot on. However, I do think that, like, when we're with our person, whoever that person is, we're sometimes our worst selves. It's like when you're with your parents, you obviously want to be your best self, but this is the one person you can take off all the guards and like just be 100% yourself. And you should be able to have those uncomfortable conversations and be upset, even if it's irrational. And I mean, granted, Toby has a lot of grace for Kate in a lot of situations, but this is the one time that I think that she like kind of.
See, and I thought she had the most Kate reaction she would have, because she is very sarcastic. She's had this whole life essentially that she's been kind of burying what is happening underneath, and that's what causes her to overeat and thus gain weight. So she's had years and years and years of dealing with this and dealing with it in her own way, that her reaction to seeing Toby was everything that I thought Kate was going to be, kind of like that just shocked of an oh damn moment. Because and I didn't take it as her putting him down. I took it as her kind of just being like, how did I miss this?
What were you going to say?
Yeah. Because, well, usually in a relationship, you always got to be truthful with one another, and never tell secrets. But I understand both point of views. Kate playing the pity party. We're not teenagers. But then you wouldn't usually expect that from your lover. You would always tell them everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, before we go into, because I want to ask you all the questions about being on set and delve into like your time working on the show, but can we tell everybody where exactly they can find all of the after shows and what they can expect on AfterBuzz?
Absolutely. So everyone, thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. Make sure that if you're following us in the live chat right now, or anytime you catch this on YouTube, you're giving us a thumbs up there, giving us all your comments. Remember, you're an extension of us. We want to know what you think of our show. Additionally, we are on Apple Podcasts, so go give us a 5-star rating. And again, AfterBuzz is incredible for all of us. Again, I'm doing 4 shows. That means I love being here, and we can't make this work without you guys, so thank you.
Yes. I love AfterBuzz. Been here for, how long have we been here for?
Oh my gosh. I've been here for 4 years, I think.
Yeah, I'm coming up on 3, I think. So we obviously love it here. Yep. You guys make it all that much worth it. So we're going to hop on over to you, though, because last week's episode, you were at the pool with all the kids. Tell me what it was like working with all the castmates and what your day was like when you were there.
It was amazing. So let's start from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on.
Let's take it back.
Yeah, you're going to need some popcorn, everything like that. So, I know the person that plays as Randall, young Randall, Lonnie, and I also know Parker, who plays as young Kevin. And so we're really good friends and all. And so he was surprised to see me. He was like, "Oh, that's you, TJ. What's up? And so I'm like, ready to work? And so we went on set, went into the pool. And so I was surprised when they said, "Okay, we're going to need you to take your shirt off." I was like, "My what?" And I was like, "Okay then, fine. I don't want to hurt the ladies, but okay then."
Oh, you better get used to that one.
Yep.
Oh my god.
He's 14, guys, so just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, hold your horses.
Yeah. But after long and hard working and just staying focused and studying my lines, going over and over, it was a pretty good day. And so once they had to rearrange the cameras in a different angle, I was walking by, and so Milo walked right past me. He said, "Hey," and I did not know who he was. I didn't recognize him at first. I didn't recognize him at first because I've always seen Milo without the mustache. So I'm like, "Oh, that's Milo. I'll remember him without the mustache." And so I thought it was just some random guy. And so I did, "Hey." I was like, "Hey." And then they told me, "You do realize that was Milo, right?" And I was like, that was Milo. And so I immediately went back to him and I said, hi, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk to you like that. But hi, my name is TJ. And he was just so down to earth and so nice.
That's awesome.
He said, it's all cool, man. Hi, I'm Milo. Nice to meet you. Because usually celebrities nowadays, they're like, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. And that's it. They're all rude sometimes. But he's really down to earth. Same for Mandy Moore. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun meeting everybody, working with everyone, even working with my co-star who played as Renard, one of the other best friends. Yep. But do you guys want to hear a funny story?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
2. Well, actually, no, 3.
Oh, okay. Slow down. I don't know if I can handle that.
Can you give us your top funniest story?
Yeah.
Top funny. Yeah. Okay, so they told us that we got to swim in the pool. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a great swimmer. I could do this. I'm swimming and everything. And then I saw the pool and it said, it's 10 feet. And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be quite a challenge.
Can't handle that?
I can kind of. And I'm like, challenge accepted. Let's do this. So when the director said, action, I'm swimming, trying to stay afloat. And so it's been like 10 minutes and my legs are starting to hurt. No. I'm like, Jesus, please say cut. And so when he said cut, I'm the first one to swim to the edge. I get up and people kept asking me, TJ, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, while my legs are just like moving so quick because my legs were hurting. Because in the morning, I usually go to the gym and I always work on my legs because, trying to get the body right and everything. And so my legs were just hurting. And then the director asked me, hey, so are you ready to go again? I was like, give me a minute. Give me a minute. And he was like, all right, fine. So that would have to be the funniest thing that happened on set with me. A prank that Parker's mom and my dad pulled on me they said, hey, so you are gonna have to kiss Randall's sister. And so I was like, oh, I never saw this in the script, but
for sure.
Okay, then.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Let's go.
And so I'm walking, I'm all ready. I'm like, okay. Practice your kissing technique. And I'm like, you got this.
Like that.
And then they said, we're sorry, we're just messing with you. And I'm like,
he was sad.
Man, they got you all ready for the moment.
Right?
I was like,
Already.
let's do this. But yeah, it was so funny.
So you thought you were going to be Stuart.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to be a Stuart because I was like, what? Why would they cancel out Stuart? I thought it was going to be Stuart and her.
You were looking out for your fellow actor. You want to make sure that he got that kissing moment.
Yep.
Exactly.
Sure, he'd been practicing as well.
Most likely.
I'm sure, very much.
Yes.
Well, we want to delve into Randall, so we're going to scoot on over back to Randall.
All right,
and
then.
we'll come back over, because obviously you had some time with Randall.
Yes.
Young Randall.
Yes.
And young Randall in this episode, poor guy, he had a rough one.
Yeah.
I loved him.
attack.
I felt bad for little Randall because at that time panic attacks weren't really a thing. They didn't label it as a panic attack, so he has no idea what's going on. I thought it was cute of Kevin to say like maybe it's puberty.
I know, Kevin.
But fed over perfectly from last week's episode where like he had been made fun of at the pool and like prepping for school, and that's what he loves to do. And then he realized he was missing out on like life.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting that, because this really pretty much, I think this is the youngest we've seen him have a panic attack, and so we know that this is something that carries on. And remember in seasons past when Randall had his ultimate panic attack in his office and Kevin had to be the one to go and save him and pull him out from that, this kind of gave us an insight to this was the first time that it happened, and they kind of had that thing every time after that.
I think he had one prior to, or it may have been like timeline wise later, where Jack put his hands on his face and told him to breathe.
I think they were probably pretty close in age.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we do know that obviously like this is the first time that I think Randall and Kevin have that relationship with like the panic attack. But
I really love that they they showed the amount of pressure that these young kids are experiencing in these schools, not just today, but back then too. And that moment had my heart, because I can totally relate. I was just like Randall growing up, constantly trying to prove myself. I was super nerdy. My head was in the book. I had the Harry Potter glasses to prove it too. Yeah, and I used to have anxiety attacks and panic attacks whenever I would do anything wrong. I never got in trouble except for one time, and I thought I was gonna die. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, my childhood.
Same.
I was like, I feel this moment.
Yeah.
I know.
Now, have you had issues like that as well, or situations like that in school?
Yeah.
Because you're around the same age.
I was actually in elementary school, and so one time I was walking to my class, and so I was minding my business, and so I saw this kid running, and he was my best friend. His name is Trey. And so I was like,
Shout out to Trey.
Yeah, shout out to Trey out there. If you're watching, you see me now. Anyways.
Dig.
Anyways, but yeah, I decided, I was like, you know what? Let me trip him. So I tripped him. Because he tripped me. It was a little game that we
eye
played.
for an eye?
It was like, it was an eye for an eye. Yes. And so I decided to trip him. And so he told on me, because, you know, like, we used to do that to each other. And so we didn't think we would get really in trouble, because really it's just kids having fun. And so he told on me. And then I remember doing my homework, and then the principal come in and say, I'm looking for a Milton T.J. Taylor. My heart dropped.
Good.
I was like, what did I do? And so I'm walking to the principal's office, my hands in my pocket, feeling bad. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? In my young, childish voice. And I was just so sad. I was crying. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't expel me. And she was like, I'm not going to expel you. I just wanted to know what happened. I'm like, are you sure? I was just so scared, because I never like getting in trouble.
Oh, no one does.
Nobody does.
You're such a Randall. I love it. Randalls, these two.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Randall is obviously, you have the quality of friendship, because we do see a lot of Randall and Jaywan in this episode, and like how their relationship has evolved. And he also stood up for Jaywan again.
Yeah. I was surprised. I understood what Bernice was saying.
Of course.
And so I thought that Randall's going to have to man up and fire Jaywan, is what I thought was going to happen.
I thought that was what was going to happen.
But I actually thought it was a better man, a better councilman, and a better friend to keep Jaywan.
Absolutely.
Because Jaywan has a great point. They're not career politicians. This is the gig, and they are for the people. So I was like, thank you, Randall. I would have thought to fire Jaywan. So I guess I wouldn't have been a good councilwoman.
I mean, she's the old archetype of what we're trying to bust out of nowadays in politics. I think that kind of like, not to get political, I'm not going any further than this point, but just I think that it's nice to have a fresh outlook on things, and that's how we actually make change. I think that's what Randall and Jaywan have set out to do.
Yeah.
And I loved, I said this right after, I loved that the whole episode, I kind of did think that Jaywan kept bringing up this proposal, and I thought that it was something, just how we know about Jaywan, he's very career focused, he's always kept Randall on track, and I thought that it was going to be something career advancing for him. And then when he goes to Randall, who's to me one of the ultimate romantics because of his dad, that they talk about actually him proposing to his girlfriend.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be like some sort of work situation. And when that happened, I was like, oh,
that was very cute.
Pitter patter.
So cute. Oh, I love it. And guys, we still have to talk about Kevin. We have Nicky, Cassidy, Jack, and we have our tearjerker moment. So keep watching, keep going, keep staying in the live chat. I know you guys are having your own full-on blown conversation there. Like you do every week. We love it. But I also, before we hop on over to Kevin, I do want to touch on Tess and Deja and their relationship. And that's something else I liked about this episode, is that they showed so much of the sisterly and the brotherly and the sibling relationships that have been built. And Tess has started a new school, and Deja started a new school. Deja's obviously got her boo.
That is so
what a way to start a new
complicated.
School.
I saw that and I was like, as much as I don't want to say it, but girl, run. Run. Look. Hey. You know what? I'm going to just be honest.
Yeah.
She is 14, 15 years old.
I know.
She does not have the capacity to be a mother.
Yeah.
She's finally in a place where she gets to be a kid.
Well, she's not marrying him, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, calm down.
But
Hold on.
you start dating someone, you date their kid as well.
Even if you're a teen, it's true.
Yeah.
I think though what we're gonna see is I think that Malik and Deja, granted however they navigate their relationship with one another, I think that Deja is actually kind of in the perfect situation because she does have life experience. I still love every one of her wisecracks. Her saying, like, or her remark to Malik today, like, yes, I do know how to use a phone.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And, so every time she's just wise beyond her years, we know that. But then additionally, like, he tells us that he was going to put Janelle, or the mother of Janelle, her family wanted to put Janelle up for adoption, and his family stepped in and said, no, we will raise her. And I thought that was really special because Deja does have experience navigating through the foster home system, and so I think she'll end up being able to have a unique perspective for Malik as well as respect for him for doing that.
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not her responsibility.
It's not, but
they're
it's
the
This Is Us.
kids.
You're right.
This is us.
But also,
enough.
to keep in mind, and we'll talk about predictions later, so hold on to that.
Yep.
But keep in mind, they would not have introduced him as a character
If something weren't going to
if
go
it
down.
wasn't going to be a big deal. So let's keep that in mind.
True.
He was one of the three strangers.
Yes.
So he's going to...
Resist, Deja! Friend zone!
That's
I'm going to
never
let that
good.
stay there. I'm going to let that stay there. And hop on over to Kevin because that's a whole other conversation we could get into.
Very true.
It's a very long one. But Kevin had a lot going on this episode. We didn't see a lot of him the last two.
Yeah.
This one was...
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
It's like we have a new big three.
Exactly.
Nikki, Cassidy, and Kevin.
Oh my... Yes.
I love them.
all the layers. Well, Kevin obviously turned down the movie.
Turned down the movie. He turned down everything, and he's just all in for Nicky, which I absolutely love. I know Nicky's going to be a challenge. I feel like he's worse than having a child as a teen. Nicky is exhausting. I think that there's baby steps going on there. And that's why.
I think you and I are finally agreeing on something here. Because I didn't like it at all. Like, this whole, like, have to save everyone mentality.
That's
it's
his
like,
uncle.
dude, let it go. They just met. And I get that they're family, but it's like, it's the same thing that the therapist said. You cannot help anyone that doesn't want to help themselves.
And to go off of that, I think that Kevin's doing it solely to be selfish.
Yes.
I do not think that it's actually genuine to an extent.
I couldn't agree more.
I think it may develop into something that's genuine, but right now he made the clear statement of you are my dad's brother.
Yeah.
Case in point, he's trying to bring back his dad.
Yes.
Or something of his dad.
Yeah.
Because I think he still has that guilt weighing on him that he'll never lose.
And he's avoiding his own issues.
Exactly. So therefore he's like letting someone else's issues come into the forefront because that's just who Kevin is.
See, that's I'm gonna play devil's advocate this time
Do
because
it.
I see it as we've seen Kevin's arc so much of just this pity party. Like, if anyone has had a pity party, it is Kevin. The fact that he can never deal with his own issues, he always goes back to drinking, which is why he is in AA. I think that we saw a turning point in Kevin as he keeps reminding us when Jack was born that a light went on, that he finally found something to care about. Now he has Nicky to care about. And I think that Dr. Patterson in this episode did say, you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped, which is true. But if anyone understands that more than anyone else on this show, it's Kevin understanding that, because Kevin has been in several situations where he didn't want to be helped. Now he's helped himself. And so I do think that he's coming from a good place.
Bam. She just said that so wisely. That's how I felt. Yes.
Everything she just said.
I mean, Haley, that actually, like, low-key convinced me. I'm not completely on the team, all right? But that low-key convinced me, because the thing is Kevin's character has been selfish throughout.
Yeah.
Like, very, very selfish. And he's finally taken the time to be like, oh, okay, the world is bigger than me,
Yeah.
which I can appreciate. However, his means of doing it, I think, is really just toxic.
It is, and I agree with all of it. That's what I love so much about this show is that you can have so many different conversations and all be right.
So many layers.
Because people are so multifaceted, which I love. Because even though I still think his intentions weren't for Nicky originally, I still think he does have that underlaying of like wanting to actually get close to Nicky and find that spot. And even in the AA section, though, he still hasn't lost his old mojo of like, turn down this movie.
Oh my
and
gosh.
woe is me.
Yeah.
And then Cassidy and Nicky start laughing because they're like, we saw real death
You know
and
what?
more. And here you are sitting here
Right.
at an AA meeting and being like, I lost this movie, and now I gotta help out my uncle. Like,
Yo, that
Candace
movie
taking it
in
down
the
a whole
lab.
octave
I
there.
can drop it down if you need me to.
Guys, I will say, while we are split in our decisions, also our live chat is, so Sanja Bethy says that Kevin is a helper like his dad, which agreed, there's a positive spin on Kevin being like his dad, and Just Sheldon is saying Kevin is codependent on other people.
I agree.
I'm with Just Sheldon.
Well, guys, I hate to break it to you, but we're running out of time.
Oh, no.
And we have so many other segments that we need to touch on before we leave. So that means we're going to hop on in to news before our special segment. So take it away, Haley.
So we have a quick section of news and gossip. So today in this episode, we're introduced to Kate and Toby's neighbor. His name is Gregory, and we initially learned that he's not the most friendly of gentlemen, but when Kate is having a breakdown, we learn why he is the way he is, and he essentially one-ups her on a sob story. And so that character, yes, that character is played by Timothy Odmanson, and he actually, this is his return to TV. Back in 2017, he suffered a stroke that has prevented him from acting up until now, so this was his first time back on live TV. We'd like to welcome him back, especially to a show as great as This Is Us, and I think it's really special because he's playing a character that also suffered a stroke, so there's a lot of realism there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Fun little knick-knack
And
for
they're
you.
they're going to be besties.
They are.
They're going to be
Yes.
besties.
I definitely
I can see it.
Me
I for
too.
sure called it. Like, as it was happening when he was telling her about his walk, I was like, Kate's gonna go walk with him. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, I
love
think it's gonna give her more compassion as well, and like kind of like loosen up all the stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, got a little partner. In
Put
the
things
crime.
in perspective a little bit,
Yeah.
you know? He put her in her place.
Show
For
off the
sure.
Toby.
Right? Exactly. Well, guys, we're going to move on to our special segment. And for all of you all that are first timers joining us, and for those of you that are joining us again, I'm just going to give you a quick recap of what our tearjerker moment is. We are ranked from 1 to 5. 1 being aww, 5 being sobbing. So then we're all going to, you like the sound effects? I'm just all of it today. So we're going to rate our moments throughout this episode from 1 to 5. And obviously, you get to have your moment as well.
All right.
What up,
right.
Teach?
Paris, take it away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So of course, you guys know me. I never have a lot, so it's just gonna be one. I know, and it was a cute moment. I just like seeing the sibling moments. Preteen Pearsons are just so cute when they were talking about the kiss. I have 3 siblings as well. There's 3 of us, and I just thought I would not talk about that with my brother, but I thought it was very, very cute. So yeah. Who wants to go? You want to go?
I'll go. Oh, no, I don't know. I will do 1. Okay. There weren't a lot of 2s. I think mine go both with Randall and Jaywon's relationship and Jack and Miguel's relationship. Because you saw the true like partnership and solid friendships that they have within business, and I thought they were very much like mirror images of one another, and I just was like, this is showing the true character of each of them. So that was my
I like
moment.
that. I like that.
All right. Well, I'll go next.
Yes.
I gotta tell you guys.
Drama.
Yeah. So there was that one part when Deja and Tess and they're in the room, they were just talking, and my heart. Hold on. Just hold on. And that really just got my heart because I was thinking to myself, you guys are way too stressed out for 14.
Oh my god.
Way too stressed out. These are adult
Shame on them.
problems. Yeah. And I was just like, I got you. I got you. Hold on. Haley, you go next.
Oh well.
Wait,
It's an illusion.
hold on,
It's an
wait,
illusion.
no. Don't take away my tearjerker.
It's an illusion. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Here we go. So I'm gonna pull a corner of 1. I'm gonna pull 1 as well. My moment actually comes out of respect for Malik. I love that he made it a point to tell Deja, face to face about his daughter. I respect the heck out of him for doing that rather than how he said over text or waiting for her to hear it at school. Major props to you, Malik, for that.
All right. What is yours? And we'll pull it out for you. So give me a number,
We'll
sir.
see your catching skills.
Count it and I'll pull it out.
You said
Number
this episode
5.
got you
You're gonna
emotional.
get 5? You cried? You did not cry.
All right, let him have his 5.
Were you crying on the inside?
Yes.
Nodding and
crying
approval
on the
a lot.
inside.
I
You're
saw you
fine.
nodding and approving a lot.
5. All right. Give it to us. Why was it 5?
I would have to say on Randall's part when he was having a heart attack. Well, not a heart attack. What am I saying?
I was like, what episode are you watching?
Did I miss something?
I'm from the future, so I watched that.
Oh, no.
just saying.
Don't do that. We have predictions left.
Yes,
so
yes.
slow down on that.
No, when he had the panic attack, because a lot of kids nowadays suffer from that, from maybe somebody just even yelling at them. It's really saddening because you could hear somebody just say one thing about you, one simple thing, and it's just over. You feel like you don't have a feeling, you don't feel any emotions anymore. If they call you like stupid, then you feel like you really are stupid. But other people around you know that you're really not stupid, but you trick your mind into thinking that you're actually stupid, which is really bad. And just going back to the whole panic attack thing, sometimes I did have a panic attack, but I didn't really show it because I was like, just try to stay calm. But it was emotional.
Music to
Yeah,
You almost had me for a second, T. I was like going down. I was like, what's gonna happen right now?
He's a great actor.
Let me snap myself out of this moment.
Why he was casted on This Is Us.
Right.
Yes.
But
Super dramatic.
we have to
Yes.
hop into predictions real quick, guys. I know we could talk forever about this show, but we're going to go into predictions. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
I'm gonna start because I have it's really quick.
Okay, go. Take it.
I'm actually stealing it from someone in the comments on YouTube. But I predict that actually Kate and Toby are not going to break up. It's going to be that Kate actually passes away.
What?
Yes, and I think they're
that
showing
just
us
gave me
this
chills.
weight loss stuff, you know, and she's like, because I won't make it. We think.
Stop it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think he actually.
Why would you?
But also, hold on. That really bothers me.
Me too.
Because we see obviously Rebecca in the deathbed the previous season, and he said they're on their way.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's Kate.
It might be Jack and his fiance.
Yes.
No, I don't like this prediction. Someone else take it.
I have chills.
Give me your prediction.
I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time thinking right now. You messed me up, Parris.
Yeah.
Haley, please go.
For me, Malik and Deja gonna continue to grow and blossom.
Yep.
Building this off of my prediction of last week of Randall being very Rebecca Pearson father-like, and I'm excited for that storyline. But I think Deja and Malik are actually gonna have a beautiful relationship.
Aww. Take it away. Did you think of something?
Yeah, I did actually.
great.
This brings me back to Kate. So for the first time, we actually got to see a huge contrast between Kate's personality when she was younger and when she was older. One's super angry, the other one's super curious. We are finally going to see exactly what happened to Kate to kind of tick her over to the dark side. Why she's always upset and complaining, because right now she's super innocent, and we're going to find out why.
Oh, dun dun dun. And it wasn't when Jack died? Because
No,
I feel like that was the moment.
she was angry.
I feel
She
like it was when
angry.
Jack died, she kind of became angry. But there's probably more to it.
No,
There's
she was
probably
always
way
giving
more.
attitude. But at least I didn't kill her off.
That's true.
Whoa.
Oh,
Literally, no.
Okay.
Parris,
Alright.
you have our live chat tripping right now. Literally, people are saying, no, oh my gosh, she wasn't in the scene.
Yeah.
Real Black Heart says, oh wow, I can't handle that with Kate.
I
So-
can't handle it either. So I'm going to switch it over to something a little happier. What? Maybe. I think Kevin and Cassidy are... That is Cassidy. Cassidy is the father of Kevin's child. Now, whether or not they stay together... Mother, not father. Mother of Kevin's child.
Yep.
But I don't think that they're together. Because the writers have made it very specific that you will meet Kevin's child's mother, but they did not say Kevin's wife or anything
Fair.
of that sort. And we
Mind
see no pictures. So
explosion.
I really think that Cassidy's going to have Kevin's baby. I
See that?
What's your prediction?
My prediction.
Yes.
I think that Malik and Deja, They're going to be going off great. And then one day,
Dun, dun, dun.
Malik is just going to be like, I need you to take the baby. And then Randall will find out and will think that Malik did something.
Oh, hell nah.
And then
layers.
might cause some friction. They'll have to split up. But when they split up, Randall will say, you can't see him no more. And so since she can't see him no more, she has to keep the baby.
Wow. This is
Layers.
some deep stuff here on This Is Us After Show with our predictions and everything. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Everyone give him a round of applause. Teach. Milton, TJ, Taylor in the house. And tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram at Milton TJ Taylor. MILTON TJ TAYLOR.
And congratulations on your episode on This Is
Yes,
Us. We're
thank
so
you so
happy.
much. Thank you so
Hopefully
much.
we'll see you again.
Yes, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. And let's tell everyone where they can find us on social media.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Haley Graves with 2 S's and on Twitter, Haley1 Graves 2.
Halle, take it away.
All right, y'all. You can find me at Pure Halle, PUREHALLE, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the things.
And thank you so much for joining us and filling in for Danny. We loved it.
All right, guys, I'm Parris Rose. You can find me on Instagram at Parris Rose, Parris with 2 R's.
And I'm Candice Cruz. Thank you so much for joining us. You can find me on all my social media at Candice R. Cruz. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.